This is getting frustrating. This is really getting frustrating. This is getting frustrating. If you guys are wondering where I've been all week, this is what's been happening. This is getting frustrating. At this point, guys, I'm sorry to say, man, tomorrow's game, I'm not gonna be here to stream this. I can't maintain a stream right now, and it's been frustrating. It's frustrating when you're trying to have a discussion and do your live stream, but like literally you can't maintain anything stream wise. This one's probably not even gonna last that long. This is probably not gonna last that long either. And it's like I'm not even sure what to do, and I can't keep being like, oh, let me turn off on and off my network every single time. It's 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 becoming a problem. So I'm gonna just let you guys know I won't be able. I don't think I'll be able to stream tomorrow because we can't be doing this on and off 15 times over. Right now, everything is just bad. Everything's bad. Network is just not. It's just not holding up, man. It's not even just like laptop or I could do it on a laptop. I could do it on my phone. What's going on, Michael? I could do it on my laptop phone. It's not going to change if the net. It's not my equipment that's the problem. It's the network itself. So doing it on a laptop or doing it on the phone isn't going to change much of anything because it's not the equipment. It's the network itself. If I did it on my phone, it would just cut off on my phone. Look at this. It's not even. It's nothing I can do about it because again, it's not even a me thing. It's just the network. It's problematic. I can't even really do any of my streams. So like, what's going on, Tevin? Best of luck to you tomorrow. So I'm gonna just let y'all know tomorrow. Realistically, guys, I don't think I'll be able to stream the game tomorrow. Because I mean, if this is ultimately what I'm getting, I can't do anything with this. I can't maintain the stream. And that's where the problem becomes. That's why I haven't streamed much this week. It's just like I can't maintain a consistent stream. I can't. Sometimes, yeah, and I'm pixels right now. Like, yeah, it's not even me. It's probably gonna break up again. It's not me. It's the network. But not yes, Verizon network's messing up on me, bro. It's been a whole thing here for a while. We've had complaints. Even with my phone network, I've got one bar. I literally got one bar, and it's just not gonna hold. And that's the frustrating part here. You know, it just makes it hard because like I usually this isn't something that's really been a problem for the most part. This is a recent issue that we've been dealing with, and because it's a recent issue that we've been dealing with, it just makes it harder for me to do what I normally do. So I can't stream. My network is just not it's not consistent enough for me to last. I can't even last 20 minutes without this stream cutting off. I doubt I'll last 10 again this time around. It's just it becomes problematic. I feel for you, John. I feel for you. That's why part of why I do my streams is I know a lot of people are working during these times. I at least want to give commentary to the Ravens fans that are out, either they're not at home for some business thing or they're at work. I try to do commentary for individuals that aren't able to watch the game so they can have some sort of understanding because you can at least listen to commentary if you can't watch the game. So that's why I try to do these things. But with my stream acting this way and because of my network being so problematic right now, I actively cannot do anything about it. So like legitimately I would love to like I'm just putting it up right now. There's probably not gonna be a stream for the game tomorrow. I'll do a recap and all this other stuff, but streaming the Ravens Browns game, I don't know if I could do that. Because actively the stream's not holding up and it's not being consistent enough. It's constantly buffering and then it closes on me. So it's not consistent enough to stand tall. And because it's not consistent enough to stand tall, this is we're talking about a 3.5, 4 hour stream you'll be doing. And my stream can't last. And I'm seeing warnings about it too. This is about to cut off. This is about to cut off. I know it's not gonna last because even right now, it's like I'm having trouble. It's telling me it's not receiving enough to maintain a smooth stream, and talking about my viewership experiencing buffing. I'm bringing my speaker tomorrow, but it'll be on the Chiefs Broncos game tomorrow because my coworker is a Chiefs fan. Hey man, enjoy. So yeah, I mean, this is kind of just my whole mantra. In terms of tomorrow, I just no, there's no stream tomorrow. I can't maintain a stream. I've been working on this all week, and I know it just comes down to the network, and I can't do anything with the network being like this. I'm hopeful that at some point this will get fixed because we got some really important games coming up. I can miss the Browns game, fine. I can miss the Jets game, fine. Thanksgiving, Ravens, Bengals, I would like to be here. Ravens, Steelers, I would like to be here. Ravens, Patriots, I would like to be here. Ravens, Packers, I would like to be here. We got some games that I would like to be here for and stream and discuss because our season is on the line. I want to see how we fare against some of these teams. But like, if I can't stream, I can't stream. I don't control what's happening with the network. You can make those phone calls and try to figure this out, but I can't control what's happening with the network. So yeah, don't expect to see me here tomorrow because like I could come on, I can make the attempt, I could try. I'll be out in 10 minutes. It's frustrating. It's kind of unfortunate that this is happening. It's not kind of, it's very unfortunate, but it's more so frustrating that this is the case because we haven't had this problem in a long time, and now I got to deal with this type of problem now, and it's annoying. It's annoying. I was gonna do a whole thing here, but I could be shut off anytime because the network is not consistent enough to hold on. So at any point in time, the stream can end. So I'll try to be quick with this. Ravens, Browns, Ravens flock. We got to be cautious with this game. We have not swept the Cleveland Browns since 2020. The last time we swept the Browns was in 2020. It's been 5 years since we've been able to sweep them. They've come to Baltimore and won. They beat us in Cleveland. In fact, two out of the last three times we've gone to Cleveland, we've taken L's. So we haven't swept them in 5 years. The last two times, the two out of the last three times we were in Cleveland, we lost the game. As much as people want to sit back like it's the Browns and stuff, we got to take this game a lot more seriously. Offensively, I'm sorry, the Browns offense, excuse me. So the Browns offense, I'm not mainly concerned with it. Dylan Gabriel has not been anything spectacular, and they're going to have their struggles as well. I don't know how the Ravens defense is going to perform, but I at least think they can be somewhat competent against a Dylan Gabriel quarterback that is just a quarterback in Dylan Gabriel, excuse me, that isn't exactly anything special. So I think the game, for that part, for the most part, the defense should be able to handle Dylan Gabriel. They may force some turnovers too. But for our offense, I think that's where the concerns are going to happen. And that's ultimately going to be the game. The Ravens offense versus the Browns defense is strength on strength. Well, kind of strength on strength. The Browns defense, again, the Browns defense is great. If they had an offense, if they had a legitimate quarterback, they would have a better record right now. Myles Garrett is going to be all over the place tomorrow. When we matched up with them in week 2, Myles Garrett got to Lamar Jackson. I think he sacked him twice. Myles Garrett is a monster. We have nobody on the offensive line that can deal with Myles Garrett, and I expect much of the same. Speaking of which, our offensive line stinks. Okay, the guard play has been absolute trash. Ronnie Stanley's still great, but again, he's dealing with ankle injury, and he's been working through that, so that compromises him. Roger Rosengarten has regressed. Tyler Linderbaum, he's good. He's sometimes been great, but he hasn't been what we were used to seeing from Tyler Linderbaum. The offensive line as a whole has taken a step back this year. Voorhees has been terrible. Falele has been terrible. Your guard play has been terrible, and that contributes as to why we stink on third down, on third and short situations. We can't run the ball on third and short situations, so we can't convert. We can't execute on third and short situations because the offensive line's not good at blocking. Same for the red zone. You try to make these plays in the red zone where the field is so much shorter, you're just not going to be able to get those plays off because the offensive line stinks and the protection's not there. So in a game like this tomorrow, where you're going up against Myles Garrett and that very frightful front seven, I expect Lamar to be under a lot of pressure, and it's up to Lamar to get the ball out of his hands quickly. Flores did the same thing last week when we went against the Vikings. Lamar was just quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, quick throw. In fact, I think 65% of his passes last week were quick throws, just getting the ball out of his hands in like 2.5 seconds. So I think that's just essentially going to have to be the answer. Going up against this Browns defense, Yeah, they absolutely got to look to try to get the ball out of their hands quickly. Quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, quick throw, quick throws from Lamar. Try to get something going in the run game. Derrick Henry, I don't know if he's going to be able to go off in this game as well. Because I know the front seven is going to be torturing our offensive line. So he's not going to be getting a lot of push for this offensive line, and they're going to meet him at the line of scrimmage. So he's not going to be able to get that burst. But still, I think Derrick Henry can have a solid game. I'm really hopeful they start incorporating Keaton Mitchell, but I don't know if they're going to. Um, One thing to add here, as long as the stream's up, let me just add this real quickly before I get taken down. The Ravens in this game will be without Rashad Bateman, Justice Hill, and Marlon Humphrey. Marlon Humphrey had that finger situation. I believe he's had surgery on that now, so he's out for this week and probably next week against the Jets. Justice Hill, he's out for this game. He's dealing with a toe injury, didn't really practice this weekend, and he was limited on Friday, so he's out. Jay Higgins dealing with a knee injury. He's out. And then Rashad Bateman dealing with that ankle injury that he suffered on that hip drop tackle last week against the Vikings, which they didn't call anything. But it was a hip drop tackle there. And due to that hip drop tackle, um, Bateman's out. So Bateman's not going to play tomorrow, which means Tez Walker will be active for the game. Obviously, he's on the roster, but he's been a healthy scratch. So he's going to be active and he's going to play tomorrow in the place of Rashad Bateman. So hopefully we get to see some more of Tez Walker being able to make plays and be a part of this offense. Offensively, the game plan is to just play a clean game, get the ball out of your hands quickly and fast. Quickly and fast is the same thing. Just get the ball out of your hands quickly and efficiently. The quick pass game has to be effective here. The short pass game has to be immaculate because our offensive line is not going to hold up against Myles Garrett. It's just not. And we can't expect those long developing routes to be able to get things going in the secondary. It's just not going to happen tomorrow because our offensive line can't block. No one. I have no faith. I have no trust. I have no belief. I have no hope in Daniel Faalele. And the same can be said for Voorhees. The guards we have are complete trash. They suck. They can't block worth a damn. They can't protect. Voorhees is playing bad. Faalele looks like he doesn't actually know what he's doing. He doesn't. He just looks lost. He looks like a lost guy out there. It doesn't even look like he understands how to play NFL football. Voorhees is just bad. He's just getting beat. But Faalele at times is blocking nobody, and he just looks lost. He's blocking nobody. At times he's doing this to try to stop somebody. Like, come on, bro. He doesn't know. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on out there. He looks like a lost puppy. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I don't even know how he's an NFL guard and looking this lost. I don't even know if he's NFL made. How can you be this lost as an NFL guard? Like Voorhees is just stinking up the joint. He's just getting beaten, manhandled. But Faalele looks like he actually doesn't know what he's doing in the game. Like he actually doesn't know that he's supposed to block somebody because there's been way too many occasions where he's out there blocking nobody. Everybody's blocking somebody. Faalele is blocking air. I texted my sister this too, and she got a good laugh at this. I basically was saying that what we've been seeing so far from Faalele is he's shadow blocking. So we've been seeing Faalele out there do a lot of shadow blocking in these games. He's shadow blocking because he's practicing for when he can finally actually do his job as an offensive guard. But I don't think that time is ever going to come up. So he's going to keep on shadow blocking, and that's just how things are going to go. But yeah, I don't trust the guards. I don't trust the guards at all. I don't trust this offensive line to be able to do anything against Myles Garrett in that front seven. I expect a lot of pressure on Lamar Jackson, and I hope he responds by getting the ball out of his hands quickly, which means a lot more screens, a lot more checkdowns, and a lot more just quick passes. I think that's ultimately what we're going to see from this offense tomorrow. I don't see a lot of pushing the ball down the field because our offensive line is not going to hold up against Myles Garrett and that squad to be able to push the ball down the field consistently. I don't expect the deep ball to get going unless Lamar is able to buy time and extend the play. I don't see Lamar launching the ball down the field. That's just not really going to happen because that offensive line cannot block for him, so he's not going to get those opportunities. Unless he's able to just roll to his right or roll to his left and buy time to try to launch it down the field, do not expect Lamar Jackson to be taking a lot of deep shots tomorrow. I expect a lot of quick passes through and through for the game. So yeah, Baltimore offensively, quick passes, get the ball in hands quickly, Lamar. Try to establish their run game with Derrick Henry and Keaton Mitchell, and make sure you protect the football. Don't turn it over and try to put some points on the board. Defensively, You got to create more turnovers, and you got the perfect guy to do that. Dillon Gabriel will turn the ball over. You've got opportunities to pick off Dillon Gabriel. So, again, I expect the Ravens in this game, despite all the issues and the problems, Baltimore has no reason to lose this game. At the end of the day, Baltimore better be 5-5 by 8 p.m. Not 8 p.m. By 7 p.m. tomorrow. By 7 p.m. tomorrow, the Baltimore Ravens better be 5-5. If they're 4-6, pack the year up. We're done. I don't care about no comeback. Pack the season up. If you can't beat the Cleveland Browns with Dillon Gabriel as their quarterback, you don't deserve to do anything in terms of playoffs. So if Baltimore is serious about trying to make a playoff push, they handle the Browns tomorrow. They're gonna have trouble offensively in terms of trying to do something against that highly defensive front seven that's going to bully our offensive line. But again, I expect them to still make plays because again, they had these same issues in week 2 against the Browns when Flacco was still there, and Baltimore still found a way to win the game. In fact, they found a way to hang 40 plus, although the offense scored 34. But you know what I mean. They were able to put up points against that Browns defense because eventually cracks started to showcase on that Browns defense because they were consistently on the field. That's all we got to see. If we can consistently see the offense on the field, I'm sorry, if we can consistently see the Browns defense and our offense on the field, I need to specify that. If the Ravens offense is consistently out there going up against that Browns defense and wearing them down, I would absolutely love that. I would absolutely love that. When I get this shirt, I'm going to be honest, I've had this shirt for a while. I actually do not remember where I got this shirt. I've had this for years now. I don't remember what store I got this from. I was at a mall somewhere when I got this. I don't remember which store in the mall. So I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know where I got this which store. I don't remember because I bought this years ago when I was at the mall. So I don't fully remember. But usually, if it's not me going to like a mall or a store to buy my clothes, well, actually, that's pretty much where I buy my clothes. If we're talking about hoodies, like if I was talking about my hoodies, I get my hoodies on Amazon. But in terms of shirts, I usually get them at the mall, and I actually do not remember where I specifically got this. I don't remember what mall I was at, and I don't remember which store in the mall I was at. But yeah, I got this years ago. I've had this for a while. If I ever do remember, I'll be sure to share it. If I ever remember where I get some of my clothes, I will definitely be sure to share it. But I've had this for a while now, and I don't remember which mall. I think it was. Oh my god! It might have been. No, I don't think it was in Virginia. I don't remember. I don't remember. That's the unfortunate part. But yeah. Um. No, unfortunately, it doesn't have any marks or signs. It's actually kind of really just a black shirt with these stripes. It doesn't have any brand or logo names on it, and there's nothing like no tag or specifically anything that would say where it's from. So yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have that. So like yeah, it's really just straight up black shirt with no signs or markings or anything on it, and then you got these red stripes, which don't look like red stripes, but they are red stripes. I've worn this in the past, and I remember some of the Ravens fans saying, "Man, it looks like you're wearing a Bengals related gear," which is funny because it really looks like the Bengals stuff because you got black and with this type of color scheme, it kind of looks orange. It's red, but it kind of looks orange. This should be an easy win with the Browns. Nicholas, you say everything's easy, and then we watch the game and it's not easy. So you say every game is easy. We know how you work, Nicholas. You say everything's easy, and then the game happens, and all of a sudden it's not easy. And then you come out like, what's going on? They should have blown these guys out by 40 now. You say everything's easy, bro. If the NFL worked the way you describe it, man, a lot of these games would be over by halftime. Unfortunately, the NFL doesn't work like that. So yeah, tomorrow is it's gonna be an interesting one because again, the um the offensive line. I don't trust the offensive line, and they're going up against Miles Garrett, who got to Lamar multiple times in week 2 when we matched up against them. So I've got concerns. I've got real concerns about how this offensive line is going to do. But if we do what we did last week, where you saw Lamar Jackson have a lot of quick passes, quick throws, getting the ball to his hands quickly, we do that, we'll move the ball down the field. In the red zone, if this offensive line can't hold up, we're settling for 3. So I think the Ravens right now, there has to be a conversation about this offensive line, and they have to make, if they're actually serious, and this is a serious team, which again I still question that, but if they're actually serious about doing something, they have to understand this offensive line is not it. Emory Jones is sitting right there. Put him in. Emory Jones is right there. Put him in and see what he can do. You've got to put him in. They'll never take out Faalele. But we cannot have Faalele and Voorhees out there stinking up the joint. Get one of them off the field and put Emory Jones to substitute him. Please. I don't know if he's been playing more left guard or right guard. Wherever he's been playing, please. Please. Who do I think is going to win, Rams or Seahawks? I've been big on the Rams this year. I've been big on the Rams the last few years as well. But, like, yeah, I've been big on the Rams. Again, that offense is very potent. Now, I'm not too high on the Rams defense. Meanwhile, Seattle defensively, I love what I've been seeing from Seattle defensively. It's strength on strength here. Seattle's strength in their defense versus the Rams' strength in their offense. There's been times where we've seen Stafford kind of have slow starts or not put up his best performances. And if you do that against the Seahawks, that defense will eat you alive. I'm really excited to see how this game is gonna go. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna come down to the wire. I'm gonna give the nod to Stafford, who, in my opinion, it's between him and Jonathan Taylor for who should be MVP. Stafford has been playing like an MVP. He's been balling. It doesn't matter what defense he's gone up against. He has played great. So I think I'm gonna give the edge to Matthew Stafford here, who is the top candidate right now for MVP. I'm going to give him the edge, and I'm going to say the Rams win this game. But Seattle's defense is nothing to sniff at, and Sam Darnold has been everything Seattle's needed him to be and more. And JSN has just been that dude this year. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to come down to the wire. But I'm going to put my bettings. I don't even bet anymore. But I'm going to put my belief in the Rams. I'm going to I think Stafford is going to be the difference maker in this. And you know, Stafford dealing to Puka and dealing to Davante Adams in these late game situations. You know they're able to execute in those moments. I'm going to take the edge on the Rams winning this one. But I still think it's going to be a close game, and Seattle is absolutely going to make this competitive. Their defense is going to put some serious pressure on Stafford. Cannot wait to see how he performs against that. But this is an early matchup for the division. This is an early matchup for the division. The NFC West is so competitive. It's back to being dominant. The NFC West is back to looking the way it's supposed to look. So we'll see how things ultimately go here, but this is the biggest matchup of the week. Rams, Seahawks. It's ultimately to determine who's going to take the early lead or have a huge momentum boost towards winning this division. Rams or Seahawks. I'm going with the Rams. But yeah, somehow we're still here with the network, and I'm still concerned. I am going to look to wrap this up a bit because I can't take too long, knowing that at any moment I could be shut off. But yeah, Steelers in Denver getting blown out. Like I said, we know, Nicholas. Either one side's winning easily and the other side's getting blown out. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, I don't understand. Who? Seattle? You think Seattle's a little overestimated? Do you think Seattle or LA is a little overestimated? Oh, 3 of the last Rams 4 wins were against backups. So you think the Rams are a little overestimated? That's a fair statement. I think that's a very fair statement. Because Stafford against some of these teams, he's been putting up some monster numbers, but then it hasn't been against the greatest of defenses. So I kind of understand the aspect here. But divisional games are always going to be, they're always going to be shocking. They're going to be surprising. They're going to be confusing at times because you'll be like, this team stinks in the division. This team's the top, but somehow they're competing. So it's always going to be competitive, or at least for the most part, it's going to be competitive. Not always, but for the most part, it is competitive. So I think Seattle and LA are very close in terms of where they are. I think they're very close in terms of where they are, but in terms of totality of offense, defense, special teams, in terms of their strength and their capabilities, I think Seattle and LA are very close. So yeah, I think I would say LA could definitely be a little bit overestimated because they aren't going up against a top tier quarterbacks, or maybe they're going up against a defense that isn't quite the best, dealing with injuries. There's been some conflictions there. But I still think the Rams and Seahawks, they're close enough to where I look at them and say they could be on an even playing field. I still like LA though. I still like Stafford to get the edge in this divisional matchup, but we'll see. Patriots got an easy schedule. I mean, yeah, they got a great chance to win this division. And since we're looking at where the Bills are right now, the opportunity is right there for New England to just take this division and don't look back. And it'd be funny if they do that. It would be really funny. Yeah, against the Jags, Saints, and the banged up Niners defense. Yeah, like I said, he's putting up big numbers, but he's putting up big numbers against defenses that aren't great or banged up. So it is a little bit skewed, which is why I think LA and Seattle are a lot more closer between the two. Because, early on I felt like you could say LA is a tier above Seattle, but now I feel like you could say they're around the same side, or the same tier, and you could feel comfortable saying, yeah, they're about the same. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. That's a great matchup. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. But back to the Ravens and Browns. Ravens should be able to win this game. I don't trust the offensive line at all. I really feel that Emory Jones should get a shot at one of these guard positions. I know they're in love with Faalele. They're infatuated with Faalele. They're not going to take him out. So I'm not even going to ask all about him getting taken out. But you can't have him and Voorhees there. Get one of those two out. Voorhees playing like trash, fine. You want to put Emory Jones there? Sure. Wherever Emory Jones has been practicing guard, whether it's left guard or right guard, wherever they've placed him, bro, put him there come tomorrow's game. I'm going to be honest here. I hate it. I got the Steelers getting their get back. I'm praying to God Joe Flacco can deliver tomorrow. I am hoping to the gods above Joe Flacco will deliver once again and get the victory over the Steelers and actually sweep them. So because of Joe Flacco and what that offense was able to do against Pittsburgh last time when they beat them, I think the Bengals have a real good shot, but I can't trust their defense. And Pittsburgh wants that get back badly. They know Baltimore's right behind them. They know Baltimore is sensing the moment. They're smelling blood in the water. Pittsburgh cannot afford to lose first place in the division, losing to a Bengals team they should have beat the first time around. I think Pittsburgh's going to win. I am not rooting for anybody. I don't like either one of these teams, but if somebody has to win, I prefer Joe Flacco getting the win. That's it. I want Joe Flacco to win tomorrow. Not the Bengals. I just want Joe Flacco to win tomorrow. So, he happens to be on the Bengals. It is what it is. I want Joe Flacco to win tomorrow, and I want the Steelers to take it out. I don't see it happening this time around. I think Pittsburgh is definitely going to get their get back against Flacco, but it'd be a nice surprise. However, I think Steelers going to take it. They can smell blood in the water. They can smell blood in the water. You're trying to figure out how the Steelers beat the Colts. They forced 5 turnovers on Daniel Jones. That's why they beat the Colts. They forced 5 turnovers. That's exactly why they beat the Colts. If Pittsburgh can create multiple turnovers, they're going to win the game. If they can't create turnovers, they're just not going to win the game. Bengals, BTA, the Steelers. I'm still trying to figure out how to... Buddy, so Nicholas, you trust that Bengals defense. You trust that Bengals defense to get the belt. Because you're saying BTA. That means the Bengals defense is going to be shut down. Are you telling me, Nicholas, the guy that talks about blowouts all the time, you trust that Bengals defense to shut out the Steelers offense? If you want to say Bengals winning a shootout, because that's what happened last time. They won in a shootout. If you want to say Bengals winning a shootout, fine. But you're saying Bengals BTA. You're going to sit here with a straight face and tell me Cincinnati's defense is going to shut out the offense of the Steelers. You honestly going to sit here. Mr. Blowout himself. When you talk about how defense, you're the one that exaggerates far beyond anything. A defense can be bad. This is the worst defense I've ever seen. Easy money. With as bad as Cincy's defense is, you're going to tell me they're going to shut down the Steelers offense. That sorry excuse of a defense, that putrid defense that Cincinnati has, is going to shut out or shut down the Steelers offense. That's what's going to happen. Because that's the only way they give Steelers the belt. The only way the Bengals can give the Steelers the belt would have to be in a blowout. A close game would just be a close game. A shootout would just be a shootout. But to say Bengals are going to give the belt to the Steelers, you're sitting here with a straight face and telling me that Cincinnati defense is going to shut down Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers offense. I can't buy that. I can't. If you want to say Cincy's going to win in the shootout like they did last time, I can see that happening. It happened once. It can happen again. I hope Joe Flacco wins again, and I hope the Steelers lose. But I'm not listening to the Bengals giving a belt. The Bengals haven't given anybody the belt this year. The Bengals haven't given anybody the belt. Legitimately, that defense stinks. They ain't giving nobody the damn belt. They stink. Except maybe the Browns. I think they may have given the belt to the Browns. Because the Browns are even worse. But no. That Bengals defense stinks. And I'm supposed to believe they're going to shut down the Steelers offense. Hey, if I didn't have Lamar, who would I like to have at quarterback? In terms of right now in the league currently, if I had to make a choice of everybody in the league other than Lamar, let me see. That's an interesting one. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, obviously, you would have to have conversations about the other members of the Elite Four. You know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. You can't go wrong with picking any one of the other members of the Elite Four. So if he didn't have Lamar, obviously going with another member of the Elite Four would definitely be it. Uh okay, let's see. I might I'm not gonna lie, who would I like to have at QB if not for Lamar? Hmm. Let me go through every division. Uh, I'm honestly Jalen Hurts being here would not be favorable to him or to this team. It wouldn't work out, and Jalen Hurts would be getting blamed for things that's not his fault. I wouldn't want Jalen on this team, bro. I'm sorry. With no offensive line, no protection, and subpar and an average to decent receiving core, not to mention like again, the offensive in Philadelphia, he's got one of the best offensive lines in football. Baltimore has one of the worst offensive lines this year. The protection for Jalen wouldn't be there at all. Next up, in terms of the offense, in terms of the weapons, he's got Devontae Smith and he's got AJ Brown. We don't. The closest we have talent wise to that is Zay Flowers. We do have a Mark Andrews and we do have an Isaiah Likely that could also help out. But again, when you've got two Pro Bowl level receivers and arguably at times two All Pro type receivers, you got that level of talent. So a bad offensive line and a worse receiving duo. Put that together with Jalen Hurts, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to put like Jalen would not really thrive in that situation, and then they would blame him for everything. It just wouldn't work out. So no, I wouldn't want to put Jalen in this situation. I gotta get a quarterback that can cover up the mistakes here, which is why easily talking about a member of the Elite Four would definitely be it. You gotta get a quarterback that can cover up the mistakes. Honestly, considering the fact that he's also dealing with that same situation, Herbert wouldn't be a bad choice to put here because his offensive line has been awful this year. So you need a quarterback that's going to have to make up for a lot. That's why I talk about the Elite Four. I would honestly, you could take, it would have to be Mahomes or Allen. Given what we're working with here with his offensive line, it would have to be Mahomes or Allen. Um, but other than the Elite Four, man, this gets tough. Um, hmm. No one in the AFC East other than Allen. Um, I wouldn't want to put Drake May in the situation. I've seen Drake May with a poor offensive line. Um, it wasn't a fun thing. You need to get that man protection. He's not mobile like that. Uh, AFC South. No to Daniel Jones. Not really vibing with how CJ's been playing recently. Uh, no to Trevor Lawrence. No to Cam Ward. Nothing in the AFC South. Um, no to the AFC East. What's going on, Chaos? Yeah, like I said, AFC East, you would have to. Josh Allen would be the conversation. AFC West, Patrick Mahomes would be the conversation. AFC South, sorry, not AFC South. AFC West, not AFC West. AFC North would be Burrow in that conversation if you don't have Lamar. Like I said, the members of the Elite Four. Let me see the AFC West again. Maybe Herbert. Other than that, Bo Nix is a mixed bag. I don't know if I would want to take that. Switch to the NFC North. Jared Goff wouldn't be too bad to have. Not too much on Caleb as he continues to develop. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want Jordan Love. It's too hot and cold for me. Um, no JJ McCarthy. Honestly, it's between Stafford and Herbert. If I'm not gonna talk about if I'm not gonna mention or bring up a member of the Elite Four, so if I can't have Lamar, I'm not gonna talk about Allen or Burrow or Allen and Burrow or Mahomes. I'm not gonna mention them. So it could just be Stafford. It would be between Stafford, Herbert, and Baker Mayfield. No, nobody. The NFC West. I don't want a Mac Jones. No for Kyler. No for Sam Darnold. NFC East, no Jalen. Oh wait, I could. Okay, never mind. I could just do healthy. I can do Jaden Daniels. I can do Jaden Daniels. Healthy, I can do Jaden Daniels. So put him in that list: Stafford, Herbert, Baker, Jaden. I could take one of those four if I didn't have Lamar. Not looking forward to Myles Garrett against this offensive line. Yeah, he cooked last time in week 2, so he's probably going to cook again tomorrow. Which is why Lamar has to go with some quick passes tomorrow. Just get the ball out of your hands, get these quick passes going, and make sure you don't give an opportunity to Myles Garrett to do some serious damage. What's going on, Jeremiah? I still think Ravens can win because Gabriel's not good. Our defense should be able to do something against Dylan Gabriel. Yeah, I say Baker Mayfield. I'm telling you, between the four, if I can't have Lamar, if I didn't have Lamar, give me Stafford, give me Herbert, give me Baker Mayfield, give me Jaden Daniels. Those are the four individuals I'd be thinking of. Because it's too easy to say, oh, well, if I don't have one of the members of the Elite Four, cool, give me Mahomes, give me Allen. That's too easy. I don't want to go with the easy answer. I don't want to go with the simple answer. I ain't got Lamar, give me Josh Allen. I ain't got Lamar, give me Joe Burrow. I ain't got Lamar, give me Patrick Mahomes. I don't want the easy answer. I want to go outside the box. So give me a Stafford, give me a Herbert, give me a Baker, or give me a Jaden. And I would take one of those four if I can't have Lamar. But yeah, Ravens should be able to win. Are they going to? That's a different question. I didn't even consider Dak. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, dude, Gabriel's not good. We know Gabriel's not good. He's not really an NFL quarterback, but the Browns continue to play him, and I'm fine. Play him for another week, and then you can start. You can play him for this week, and then you can try to start Shedeur next week. Although they're probably not going to start Shedeur until there's like 1 or 2 games left because they're that disrespectful. But it is what it is. Or at least, again, I don't think they think he's ready, or they would prefer to stick with Dylan and want to see if they can still work towards developing him. I don't know the reasons they have as to why they continue to stick with Dylan Gabriel, but their choice is their own choice, man. Whatever works for them or whatever they feel works best for them, they're gonna go with it. So yeah, it is what it is. But um, Ravens defense should be able to do well against them. Ravens offense has to be concerned about Myles Garrett in that front seven. That's why the offensive line has to do their jobs, which they probably won't. I have no faith, belief, confidence, or faith in Daniel Falele or Andrew Voorhees. They stink. They're trash. They're garbage. I want them off the offensive line, but they're not going anywhere. We don't have anybody that you can put there. The best is Emory Jones, and they don't even want to play him yet. We don't know if he's ever going to get in. So just get ready for tomorrow when Falele's shadow blocking and instead of doing his job, and Voorhees is getting manhandled for 60 minutes of football. I mean, just get ready for that. This is just going to be a lot of Voorhees getting manhandled, a lot of shadow blocking for Falele when everyone's blocking somebody and he's blocking air. So he's going to continue to do those shadow blocking. And Lamar Jackson's going to be under pressure. Lamar's going to take 2 nasty hits tomorrow. I can tell. He's going to take 2 nasty hits, and everyone's going to look at the Falele or Voorhees or whoever and say, what are you doing? So Lamar's probably going to take 2 nasty hits because his offensive line stinks. One of those, he's going to take 2 nasty hits. One of those will be by Myles Garrett. So, yeah, Lamar, just prepare yourself. Falling down too, yeah, because he goes like this. This is how he looks to tackle. He puts his head down as he's looking to block. I'm just gonna leave it there. A realistic Ravens record at the end of the season: 10-6, 10-6, Jesus, 10-7. I almost made it. I went back to the good old days of 16 game formats. Yeah, 10-7. Realistic Ravens record 10-7. The two losses that I could potentially see down the stretch for the Ravens, Patriots and Steelers. 10-7. Patriots and Steelers. I could see it happening, and I would not be shocked. Realistically, 10-7. If these guys are locked in, they could pull a 12-5. But 10-7 is realistic. And if they find a way and mess up, 9-8. Realistically, 10-7. They could take two more losses this year. Why is this game 425? I have no clue, Curtis. I don't know who looked at this and said 425 game. I don't know what you saw from the Cleveland Browns this offseason that made you think this should be a 425 game. I don't know. Were they predicting Shedeur Sanders would have been the starter at this point? I don't know. But this game did not scream 425. If anything, the Steelers Bengals game, that game screamed 425. But they already put that game on prime time, so it's like we can't put one game on prime time. Well, actually, you can. You can have one of their games be 425 on Sunday and then the other be prime time, but they don't want to do it like that. I don't know why they put this game on 425, but it is what it is. We kind of just got to deal with it. But yeah, Ravens defense is going to be fine tomorrow. Ravens offensive line is going to suck. Yeah, again, Voorhees stinks, but he tries. Voorhees just stinks. That's it. Faalele doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. You know how people talk about how Dillon Gabriel doesn't look like an NFL quarterback? Daniel Faalele doesn't look like an NFL guard. I'm tired of sitting back and saying he stinks, he sucks, he trash. Dude, he just doesn't look like an NFL guard. He doesn't look like an NFL guard at all. That's the simplest thing. The reality of this situation is Daniel Faalele does not look like an NFL guard. I don't even know why if he was on any other team in the National Football League, he would not be starting at right guard. Nobody would have him be choose. No one would have him. No one would have him as a right guard. Nobody. Why did I become a Ravens fan? Wherever a fan of another team. Well, I also have a lot of. I give a lot of love and support to the Commanders. Several reasons why, but in terms of how I became a Ravens fan, I grew up watching both. Do I have my Commanders on somewhere? Yeah, I got my Commanders hat here as well. So I grew up watching both Washington and Baltimore. So I'm from the DMV area. I live in Maryland. Not gonna tell you where, but I grew up watching both Washington and Baltimore. So I tend to have a lot of, a lot of loyalty towards both those teams. But ultimately, I had to make a decision, and ultimately, what made me choose the Ravens was 2004 when I ended up getting a Ravens jersey. It was a Willis McGahee jersey, which is actually hanging up right there. Not Willis McGahee, excuse me. I got a Deion Sanders jersey. So I got a Deion Sanders jersey back in 2004 when Deion was playing for the Ravens. So I ended up getting a Deion Sanders Ravens jersey back in 2004. And because that was my first ever jersey, I decided let me just watch the team. It was that, and it was also watching Ed Reed. Ed Reed's what made me become a fan of the Ravens. So getting that jersey, that Deion Sanders Ravens jersey in 2004, and then watching Ed Reed. Those are the two things that ultimately led to me becoming a Ravens fan. So Ed Reed, and that Ravens jersey that I got. It was very close. It was very close. Very close. If I would have ended up getting if I would have got a Sean Taylor jersey, I probably would have leaned more towards Washington, and that's just how things would have gone. But things worked out the way it went, and I've been watching the Ravens. I've been a Ravens fan since 2004, so that's ultimately how things have been going. And it's been pretty good so far, I guess. Upset alert, Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I mean, I guess the Bills. Are you saying the Bills are? Oh, what's going on Jalen? Saying the Bills are on upset alert. Yeah, kind of. I don't. Would it be an upset if the Buccaneers beat the Bills? Would that really be an upset? These are two playoff level teams. I don't think it'd be a surprise if Buffalo lost to Tampa Bay. Buffalo losing to Miami's upset alert, but Buffalo losing to Tampa Bay, another good team that's a playoff team that feels like they're on the same level as the Buffalo Bills team wise. I don't know if I could sit back and say it would be an upset, but still, I guess technically it would follow the realm of upset alert because the Bills are probably favored in that game. Are the Bills at home? If this is in Buffalo, then it would definitely fall under. This would definitely fall under upset alert. Yeah, this is in Buffalo, so yeah, this would be upset alert. Yeah, Bills are 6-3, and the Buccaneers are 6-3. I can't call that an upset. These are two 6-3 teams, two playoff teams that are on the same level. I guess the Bills are favored, so if they lose, it'll technically be an upset. But this isn't like the Bills losing to the Dolphins. Bills lose to the Buccaneers. It's just an even matchup. Somebody's got to win that game. But still, because Buffalo has an amazing record at home, they don't lose at home that much. It's fair. So yeah, Jeremiah, are you an anime fan? Am I an anime fan? Am I an anime fan? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! That's not what I meant to do. I accidentally hit my lights. Oh no! Where's my Where is my Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Am I an anime fan, Jeremiah? Oh. Am I an anime fan? Damn it! This is not showing what I need. Am I an anime fan? Am I an anime fan? No, camera, work with me here. You know what? Let's do it like this. Can I ultimately... Where's my camera? Crap. I don't know. Is this it? It's gotta be it. I done knocked away the camera. Ooh, let me see something here. Oh, you in. Alright. Where is my camera? Okay, that's... Let me see, you're the one that's turned off. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, come on, man. There we go. I got my camera back. Oh, yeah, so am I an anime fan? Am I an anime fan? I'm trying to show that. And then try to show Naruto over here. And then try to show Holo. Which, if you know about Spice and Wolf, you know about that. Am I an anime fan? I'm trying to show Rukia right here. Trying to show Rukia. So yeah, that to answer your question, Jeremiah, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me click this real quick. Let me click this. Hold up. No. I'm trying to see. Dang it. Where can I go to see this? Can I go here? Hold on for a second. Hold up for a second. Let me see this properly. Give me a second, Jeremiah. I knew that was Byakuya. Okay, cool. Yeah, I saw your profile. I knew that was a picture of Byakuya. So yeah, sorry about that. I gotta fix my camera. Yes, I got Rukia. I don't even just got Rukia. Well, not only do I got Rukia, I have Rukia in her Bankai state. That is her in her... I can't even move my camera like this. That is Rukia with the glare. Can I get a different look here? Hold on. Let me get a different look here. Let me see if I can switch this real quick. All right. Is that gonna... Let me switch to this. Hold on for a second. Look at us trying to do so many different things. Okay. Oh, that's not gonna make it look good. Yeah, I think the best I'm gonna get is with this color. You can kind of see it. I hate the glare that's happening here. But not only do I have Rukia, I have a poster of Rukia using her Bankai. And she is holding her Zanpakuto here. Soto no Shirayuki. She is holding it right there. And she is in her Bankai state. Because, like, when I was getting posters here, I was like, okay, who am I going to put on the wall? I have to put some of my favorite characters. Wow, my camera's going all over the place. So, like, I set this side because I'm a Kingdom fan. I wanted a separate poster of Kyokai for my Kingdom side. So I said, on the left of me, I want to have Kyokai. On the right of me, I want to have Rukia. And then I wanted to put some other stuff. So I have another poster over there of Kingdom, of both Shin and Kyokai. And then I have the Straw Hats here. I have a poster of the Straw Hats, and then I got their wanted posters, which I'm gonna have to get the updated wanted posters because obviously post Wano we gotta get that. That's why I have Luffy that sells 1.5 billion instead of him, having his Gear 5. Over here I do have a Naruto poster, and it's basically every form we've seen of Naruto, or nearly every form. I haven't gotten all of that. There should be another post. I'm trying to get an update on that where I have every form of Naruto, because I want to do that similar to what I have here with Goku, which I can move the green screen a little bit. I have a picture here. Man, you got to fall down real quick. I have a picture on this side. Okay, where are you looking? Oh yeah, there we go. I have a picture on this side of Goku, and this is my favorite picture of everything I have here, because that picture of Goku has everything. It has Goku from the original Dragon Ball series to Z. So we have Goku here in Dragon Ball. I don't think you really see it, but you got Goku here in Dragon Ball. You got a picture of Goku standing up, and then you got a waterfall because he's standing on water. You got Kid Goku from the original Dragon Ball series. And then you got Goku using Kaioken, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. I got some stuff from GT too, so I do have Goku in Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3 from GT, Super Saiyan 4. I also have, I do have Goku using Super Saiyan God. I have Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue plus Kaioken, and then at the top, Ultra Instinct. So that is my favorite poster in this room because it's Goku having everything. Oh boy. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. But I messed up the green screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Jeremiah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I got I gotta fix my I gotta fix my stuff. I done messed up my green screen. Oh no. Oh wow. Okay, alright. Alright. Let me see. Where is this going? Where is this going? Okay. I done really messed up my green screen trying to show 15 different things here. Alright, let's get this green screen back up. Oh boy. Boy. There we go. Now we are back in action, so yeah. You asked me if I'm an anime fan. I am an anime fan. Buddy, I've seen series people haven't even heard of. A lot of us have seen that. So yeah, I've seen the original Dragon Ball. I've watched Z. I've watched GT, and I've watched Super. I've seen every aspect of Dragon Ball. Because I always feel you have to start with the original before you before you go past that. So I always feel like I gotta start with the original. And that's just what I did. I've got a bunch of series. I don't know if people even watch. I really am a fan of the old school anime as opposed to newer stuff. But it doesn't mean I don't like the newer stuff. I'm just more of a fan of the older stuff. That's why when I bring up Trigun, I'm like, does anyone know about Trigun? Does anybody know about the Get Backers? Has anyone heard about the Law of Ueki? Have you ever heard about some of these older shows? Obviously, I think Fist of the North Star is still popular enough to where I believe people know what Fist of the North Star is. City Hunter. I don't know if people know about City Hunter. It's one of my favorite series. So, like, I talk about this. Yeah, I've seen Code Geass. Dang it. I don't have the picture of Lelouch in this room. I have a poster. I have a poster. You know what? Hold on. Oh, my God. I don't think I have the posters here. It might be in my room. Holy crap. Where are the posters, bro? Where did I put these damn posters? Are they really in my room, or do I just not have them with me? I've seen Code Geass. I have a poster somewhere of Lelouch. I have a poster somewhere of Lelouch using his Geass. I do not know where it is. I do not know where it is right now. I have a poster. I have a poster of Lelouch using his Geass. I have a picture of. I have a Hellsing poster as well. So I have a poster of Lelouch. I have a poster of Hellsing Ultimate, where you get to see Alucard, you get to see Walter, you get to see Sir Integra Hellsing, and then you get to see Ceres Victoria. So I have that Hellsing poster, and then I also have a poster of Berserk. I have a Berserk poster of Guts and Griffith. So I have a bunch of posters, and I don't remember where all these posters are. I don't know if you all saw. I got a poster of Holo that's over there from Spicy Wolf as well. So yeah, I know a good chunk of series. I could go all day talking about anime. The way I talk about sports all day, I can talk about anime as well. Yeah, I've seen Fullmetal Alchemist, I've seen Alchemist, and I've seen Brotherhood. I've seen quote unquote the original series, even though Fullmetal Alchemist isn't the anime. Fullmetal Alchemist isn't the original series. Brotherhood follows the original source material. It follows the manga, which is why it has an accurate conclusion. I've seen Samurai Champloo. I've seen that too. I've seen that too. I have watched it. I've seen a lot of stuff. Seen a lot of anime. I've read even more manga. I There are some stuff I still need to get into though, which I'm trying to get back into, but I should definitely make an anime channel and talk about anime. It would be a good thing. I've been saying that for years now, and I haven't exactly put those plans into fruition. But there's a lot of series that I've watched, and I'd have to go back and rewatch because if I was to do an anime channel, I want to talk about that. I've seen the original Hunter x Hunter from the 1999 one, and I've seen Hunter x Hunter 2011. So I've seen the original Hunter x Hunter from 1999, and I've seen the 2011 version. The 2011 version is better, but the 1999 version has a lot of creepier scenes. Um, I think there's been some very very dark scenes, some very twisted scenes with Kurapika, and some twisted scenes with Killua as well. I think the 1991 definitely has more of a darker tone because that's how they chose to go at it. Hunter x Hunter has its darkest moments, but like it has its dark moments in it. But I'm not gonna lie, go back and watch the 1999 version, dude. There's That's why I've always been a fan of older anime. Newer anime can definitely get that creepy vibe, but those older animes when it was cell animation and it was hand drawn, oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. I've seen Black Clover as well. That's also a good series. But oh my goodness, the night like I always recommend people go back if you've seen Hunter x Hunter 2011, please do yourself a favor. Go back and just look at the 1999 version of Hunter x Hunter. There is Oh my god, some of those moments will literally be like that the real innate creepiness that they had with some of the older animation. It's there. Uh Now, unfortunately, I'm not much of a gamer. I do play games, but I'm not much of a gamer. I was more of the element of anime and sports and stuff, but I'm not too much of a gamer. I'm not too much of a gamer. That's the unfortunate part. But yeah, some of that older animation stuff, bro. That older anime, the stuff from the 90s and stuff. I'm still infatuated with anime from the 90s and early 2000s, bro. I'm not saying newer anime is bad. There's plenty of newer series I've got into that I love that still have a special place in my heart. But oh my goodness, bro, the older anime when it was more utilizing cell animation, when it was more hand drawn, there's always a level of life because the colors were always darker. A lot of anime now is more brighter because they're using you're using more digital graphics as opposed to hand cell. It's not like hand drawn. They're not using those at like they used to, like they used to. And I do like WWE as well. I haven't been keeping up with anything recently. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been watching WWE recently. Though I know John Cena is kind of on this whole farewell tour, and he's pretty much going through the entire gauntlet right now. But I haven't been watching WWE consistently over the last few. It's been a while since I've been consistently watching WWE, but I do like the WWE. Occasionally they'll put something together. But yeah, I've been paying attention. And yeah, Attitude Era is still the. I still watch some old clips from the Attitude Era. I'm still watching some old matches from the Attitude Era. But yeah, it's a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. Surprisingly, my stream has not gone down. It's been an hour, and for some reason, it's still up. Even though my service is still at the same place it was at. I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know what causes my stream to cut off and what causes it to stay alive. I don't know what this whole mix is about. It's been very very weird. But 1 minute the stream cuts off after 20 minutes. The next minute it stays for an hour. I don't know what to say. But it is what it is. Man, I really want to go through the gauntlet of some old series, man. I'm actually gonna try to. I'm actually I'm gonna watch some old series. I do this every so often. When a certain amount of time has passed, I go back and rewatch some old series. So like I gotta definitely go back and rewatch Bleach from the beginning. Um, I gotta go back and rewatch Full Metal Alchemist. There's some other series that I wanna get wanna rewatch again and get into overall. Either not get into but like reminisce. It's a bunch of series I want to go back and rewatch. I have to make a list. Um, there's also some other series that I haven't watched that I should watch. Some manga that I haven't read but should read. Just a bunch of stuff, you know. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, bunch of stuff. But anyway, guys, surprisingly, we got an hour out of this. I don't know. Listen, we're gonna figure things out. We're gonna figure things out here. You didn't finish Bleach? Hey, man, give it a shot. Start from the if you want to get back into Bleach, you know what you gotta do. Start from the beginning, re-go through the journey. And the best part is we have the final arc that's been coming out. We have what, part 1, part 2, part 3. We're getting close to the end of Bleach anime wise. So if you don't want to read the manga, you can watch the anime and go through the entire story of Bleach because it is up there. If you want to watch the anime from start to finish, it's up there for you. There's a lot of series I need to rewatch too. Yeah, man, it's the list. Now I do have some series that I know that I should rewatch, but I'm just not gonna rewatch. Like I'm sorry, I still think it's a good series. For the life of me, I cannot convince myself to rewatch Inuyasha. I just cannot convince myself to watch Inuyasha. I don't think it's a bad series. I just don't want to rewatch it. Like I went through the journey. It's all cool. I don't have an interest in rewatching Inuyasha. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Still think it's a good series. I haven't. Yeah, I've seen Attack on Titan. I've seen the entire series from beginning to end. So yeah, I've seen Attack on Titan. Man, Attack on Titan was the only thing that I know. Even casual people that weren't fans of anime back then, when Attack on Titan came out, they at least watched that because that was the craze of 2012. But yeah, for the life of me, I cannot find a way to rewatch Inuyasha. Can't do it. Don't think it's a bad series. I just have no interest in rewatching that show. But yeah, that was the anime of 2012. Everybody, like people that weren't even fans of it. Oh no, not Yu Yu Hakusho, not Yu Yu Hakusho. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I can rewatch Yu Yu Hakusho. That's on my list to rewatch. I want to rewatch in Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm talking about Inuyasha, not Yu Yu Hakusho. Inuyasha. If anyone remembers Inuyasha, you know what I'm talking about. I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm gonna be rewatch it, but Inuyasha cannot find for the life of me. I have no interest in rewatching Inuyasha. I have no interest. But Yu Yu Hakusho, yeah, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I'm definitely gonna go and rewatch that series. I definitely have to. I do want to see the tournament again. I do want to rewatch the tournament. But yeah, I think it's a good place to stop for the day. We got an hour out of this. Yeah, Inuyasha cannot rewatch that. I have no interest. I don't think it's a bad series. I still think it's a good series. I just have no interest in rewatching it. It's not on my list. I went through the journey. I'm fine. I don't want to watch it again. Like for years now, I'm like, should I go back and rewatch it? Nah, I don't have an interest in rewatching it. Still think it's a good series. I just don't have an interest in rewatching it. It is what it is. But yeah, I think this is a good place to kind of wrap things up here. Ravens play the Browns tomorrow at 4:25. Why? because they have us playing at 425. So yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho's good. Yu Yu Hakusho is good. I did know that Naruto was there. It was very weird. I mean, obviously, I didn't watch it there. We all, everybody knows we watch Naruto on Toonami. And yeah, Zekai was definitely there as well, but everybody was watching those series on Toonami. Even though it was there, it was weird how they somehow they had gained some of the rights to put them on those shows, but legitimately nobody was sitting back and watching Naruto on Disney XD or Dragon Ball Z Kai on Nicktoons. When you were watching anime, you were watching it on Toonami. Everybody was watching anime on Toonami. That's just where you went. Toonami was the place to be. Toonami was the place to go. Toonami was everything. So that's essentially where everybody was at. Toonami when it came to getting into anime. But yeah, Ravens play the Browns tomorrow at 4:25. Nobody wants this to be a 4:25 game. I don't even know how this was claimed to be a 4:25 game. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. You know, you're gonna give us anything else at 4:25. Nobody's gonna watch this. Yeah, I remember when Toonami shut down. That's actually the story of my anime journey. When Toonami shut down, as a kid I didn't have access to well I didn't have access to a computer or the internet, but I did have a computer and internet in my house. We had one computer in the house. It was my father's, and that was used for his business stuff like work and his business email and stuff like that was his computer. And the only time me and my sister could use that computer is when we were doing educational stuff. And we didn't even use internet back then. We were using AOL. He had set up a whole username and password for me and my sister each to use AOL. We did not use Internet Explorer or Google Chrome during the 2000s. No, during the earliest aspects of the internet in my household, we were using AOL. And my dad specifically set it up that way so we can only do our educational stuff. We wouldn't be able to go off to certain sites, so we couldn't go um watching a bunch of YouTube videos or anything like that. It was very restrictive. It was very restrictive because parents just making sure their kids are that was back when parents actually paid attention to what kids were watching on the internet, and they made sure to have some sort of security set there. Parents back then cared about what their kids were doing on the internet, so they made sure that they set boundaries so that they don't go to certain sites. So I really, I mean, I'm pretty sure I had access to YouTube, but it's just certain things on YouTube I couldn't watch. So any gore or anything like that was rated high, because back then they did have legit ratings. Couldn't watch certain things on YouTube, but I could watch YouTube. Also, could not really play computer games like that. Certain sites I could play computer games. Other sites, no, blocked. But yeah, I was using AOL. So yeah, back then I didn't really have internet. Well, I had internet, but it was very limited in what I could do. So when Toonami ended, I had no access to watching anime. It wasn't. It wasn't until. It wasn't until 2010 that we got another computer in the house that me and my sister could use. At that point, it was like 2010, 2011. We got another computer in the house that me and my sister could use, and my dad actually did not put he did not block the internet, and I didn't have to use AOL back then. Like by 2010, no, it's like 2007, 2008, yeah. By 2010, 2011, we got another computer in the house for me and my sister to use for our schoolwork. My dad did not put AOL there, thank God, and ultimately I was able to pretty much go on the internet and utilize it how I see fit. So Toonami was gone, it was canceled, and for like 2 years I didn't have any access to anime, so I fell out of anime as a kid. But around 2010, 2011, when I was able to go on the internet, I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos. And if you remember during the time when YouTube used to just be about broadcasting yourself, during 2010, like 2009, late 2000s, early 2010s, if you remember a lot of those people that were coming up during this whole rise of people trying to create this content, there was an element of anime content being created. And you had some of these anime creators that were making reviews of shows. Like if you remember for Neverworld, he was definitely one of those guys that was definitely at the on the rise during that time. So there were people making anime reviews. And when I was on YouTube, I stumbled across some of these anime creators, talking and discussing about these animes. And through there, I was actually, able to try to get back into the aspect of anime and said, you know what, I want to get back into anime. I never got to see the ending of Naruto, so I wanted to get into that. And I ultimately had access now to go on the internet and actually look for this up. So I ended up using it, man. I ended up using the internet and looking for it, and I was able to get back into Naruto and Dragon Ball and ultimately One Piece, and that's a whole story about that. But the funny thing is, everyone remembers this. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this. Like when we were on like Watch Naruto online and all of these pirated sites that people were on when they wanted to watch um the episodes for free. So I remember I was on Watch Naruto online, and since I didn't get to finish Naruto, I was on Watch Naruto online, and that's ultimately where I went to watch every episode of Naruto. So I just when I finally had access to anime for the first time in 2 years, I started with Naruto because Naruto was the first series I ever got into when I learned about anime back in 2005. So yeah, I was watching Naruto episodes on Watch Naruto online, and then I was watching the original series. I had no idea what Shippuden was at the time because I wasn't in the fold. And when I finally finished with the original series, which by the way, I didn't know what fillers were back then. In 2010, I didn't know what a filler was. So I watched all the Naruto fillers. And the Naruto fillers start from like episode 135 all the way to episode 220. Ain't nobody tell me what fillers were back then. I had to learn the hard way. I watched all of those Naruto fillers, man. And that's I could tell you a bunch of fillers by heart in terms of what they were. But I didn't know. You know, all I know is 1 minute Sasuke left, and then the next episode, Sakura's like, I'm gonna go out to find Sasuke. And Naruto's like, I'm gonna join you. And then Jiraiya's like, I'm gonna join you. I'll join both of you, and we'll go look for him. And then we're like 5 episodes in, and it's like, they've been kind of looking for Sasuke for a while now. They've been on this mission for a while, like we didn't really be seeing Sasuke like that. And then the arc just ends where it's just like, oh yeah, well, we're not gonna get Sasuke, but he'll be fine. Orochimaru doesn't need a new body for 3 years. And then like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? Training arcs. What's next? What's next is like 90 episodes or 80 or 90 episodes of filler, and I wish I would have known that in 2010. You didn't finish Naruto this year. Well, I'm glad you were able to enjoy Naruto. And you watched Naruto Shippuden on the official site when you're a kid. Nice, nice. I mean, I watched it on Naruto Online. I didn't even know what the official site was. There was no one around to tell me what these official sites were. When I was typing watching Naruto Online, Watch Naruto Online came up. So I didn't even know what the official site was. I could have went to freaking Crunchyroll or Funimation or whatever. I didn't know what those were. I didn't really know the official sites. So I ended up using pirated sites by accident because I didn't know what they were. But yeah, I watched all those fillers, and then I learned about the actual. I learned about what Shippuden was in the weirdest way. I'm not gonna tell that story now. I may tell that in the future. But I actually found out about Naruto Shippuden in the weirdest way possible because I didn't know what Naruto Shippuden was. I didn't even know Naruto Shippuden was a thing. So when I finished the filler, all of a sudden Naruto's going on a training arc, and I'm like, oh, so now this is what Naruto Shippuden is. And then I went and watched Shippuden, and at that point I caught up. So I caught up just in time for the series to come to an end. I caught it by 2011. So the Naruto manga didn't finish to 2013, and I got to read the manga and see the ending live. So I got to see the final battle between Naruto and Sasuke, reading the manga on a week to week basis. I got to see that, so that was cool. And then after that, I went and rewatched the entirety of the Dragon Ball series because I was watching Dragon Ball as a kid, but no Toonami. I went back and rewatched Dragon Ball, went back and rewatched One Piece. And when I went back and rewatched One Piece, I decided at that point I was going to be a full on anime fan. At that point, I was fully back. I was fully back, and no matter what, I was going to be an anime fan. And that's when I started getting into other anime, and I was watching a lot of old school anime. I still watch Detective Conan occasionally, though I haven't seen anything recently. I probably should get back to that. But I do watch Detective Conan. Detective Conan, well, what do you want to call it? Detective Conan? What do you want to call it? Case closed? Call it whatever you want. But there's a bunch of series, man. I want to see if I can pull up some of those old series, man. Like the Law of Ueki is definitely something I haven't seen in like 10 years. The Get Backers, I haven't seen that in 10 years. My God, there's a bunch of series that I've watched from the past that I haven't seen in a long time. I gotta go pull up some of these old series. Let's end this here tonight. Let's end this here tonight. You know, let's end this here tonight. How do I like? Oh, you just got into it. I've been a One Piece fan since 2011. I got into One Piece in late 2011, early 2012. I got into One Piece after finishing Naruto. I'm catching up to Naruto and finishing Dragon Ball. I went to watch One Piece. You're on the Alabasta arc? Oh, you got a long way to go, my guy. One Piece is my favorite series of all time. One Piece is my favorite series of all time. I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's an arc that ultimately made me become a full-fledged One Piece fan, and I never looked back. So I've been watching One Piece and reading the manga since like 2012, late 2011, early 2012, basically 2012. So yeah, for the last 13 years, I've been a full-fledged One Piece fan, and I've been following the story and the journey of the Triad Pirates. So that's occasionally how that's been. But I love the series. It's my favorite series of all time. Like One Piece is one, and Kingdom is two for me. Hunter x Hunter is probably three, but or Berserk. Berserk is probably three, but I don't know. But all I know is One Piece is one, Kingdom is two, and I do read the weekly mangas for both One Piece and Kingdom. But yeah, I have been here for well over an hour. I don't know how the stream lasted this long. I was expected to be cut off at some point, but somehow the stream lasted this long. I am actually shocked that the stream lasted this long. I was fully expecting this stream to break at some point. But you're in a good arc. The Alabasta arc is good. Hey, keep going, bro. You are at a good place right now. But legitimately, I expected the stream to break by now. I don't know how we're an hour into this, or over an hour into this, and the stream has not cut off on me. Maybe we do have a shot. We'll see how things go, man. We will see how things go. We will ultimately see how things go. But yeah, Ravens Browns 425 tomorrow. Who decided to put this team? Like, really, Ravens Browns 425? Nobody's watching this crap. If you're not a Ravens fan or a Browns fan, why would you watch this game? You've got Chiefs, Broncos, and Seahawks Rams. Who the hell is going to want to watch this game? Who the hell is going to want to watch this game? You got two good matchups at the 4 p.m. spot. Yet for some reason, Bucks Bills is at 1 p.m., but Ravens Browns at 425. Nobody wants to watch 425. Oh my god, I forgot there was a 9. Oh my god. The Commanders play the Dolphins at 9:30. Oh no, do I gotta be up for that one? Ah. Commanders, Dolphins, Packers, Giants, Texans, Titans, Panthers, Falcons, Bears, Vikings, Chargers, Jaguars, Bucks, Bills, Bengals, Steelers, 49ers, Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Browns, Lions, Eagles. Oh my god, I would love to stream Sunday Night Football. Lions, Eagles, Cowboys, Raiders on Monday Night Football, which is going to be garbage. Man, Sunday Night Football is set up to be great. We got two great matchups here at the 4 p.m. games. Seahawks, Rams, Chiefs, Broncos, great matchups. We got the best 1 p.m. game, Bucks, Bills. That will be great. Man, we got some good matchups here tomorrow. What is this, week 11, week 12? Week 11. We've got some good matchups here in week 11. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you. This season has gone by very slow. Like last season, it felt fast. Last season, it really felt like the season was going by. We're in week 11. I know the season's getting ready to come to end, but for some reason, it feels like we should be at week 16. We are at week 11. And I think for me, I think for anybody that's been a fan of a team where your team has been losing more than they win, the season goes by slow. When your team is winning, everything is going by fast. I think for Colts fans, the season's been going by fast. I think for Patriots fans, the season's been going by fast. If you're a Ravens fan, we started 1-5. This season's been nothing but agonizingly slow. Bro, Lamar missed 3 games and it felt like he missed 12. I'm not even gonna joke. He missed 3 games and it felt like he missed 12. It felt like he missed 12 because it was so damn long. But we're on week 11. I thought we were on we're on week 11 of the season. Week 11 of 18. We still got a good chunk of games left to play. Thanksgiving ain't even here yet. So yeah, week 11 tomorrow. We should be having some great games. Unfortunately, I'll be watching this one. Ravens, please just win this game. If you're serious about getting back into this playoff race and getting back into the division, in terms of trying to take this away from Pittsburgh, this is a game you want to win. Ravens have Browns this week, Jets next week. That's the last bit of soft schedule you're going to get. Because you got the Bengals twice who will be fighting with you. Been a Ravens fan since Steve McNair, so since '06. That's cool. That is cool. Um, oh yeah, also my cover is a One Piece cover as well. It's a picture of Zoro. And then it has like different moments from the series, which I don't want to show you that because you're going through One Piece right now. There's a lot of spoilers on my phone. There's way too much spoilers on my phone that I actively don't want to share too much. So yeah, the best part about seeing somebody that's going through the One Piece process is there's so many great moments. There's so many great moments, and you just don't want to spoil them. So just keep going through the journey, keep going through your journey, and I promise you, it will be rewarding. There's two series I recommend to everybody to get into, and I've been saying this for a while now on the channel. If there's any two series you want to get into, One Piece and Kingdom. I recommend everybody getting into One Piece and Kingdom. Though for Kingdom, I would say read the manga. You would get the best experience. I mean, with One Piece, you'll get the best experience if you read the manga too. But the One Piece anime is at least good enough for you to want to watch. The Kingdom anime doesn't get good till season 3, and I don't know if people want to deal with 2 seasons of the animation being what it was. If you know about Berserk 2016, you'll understand what season 1 of Kingdom is. It's not great. It's like CGI, and it's just not good. Season 1 was not good. Season 2 was decent. Season 3 was fine. Season 4 was good. Season 5 was great, and season 6 has been the animation has gotten better each time. You thought Kingdom was new? Kingdom's been around since 2006. Kingdom's not new. It's been a story the manga's been around since 2006. I don't know when they started making season 1 of the anime. I think it was 2014. Either way, the manga's been around for a long time. Kingdom is not a new series. Kingdom has been around for a long time. Been around since '06. So yeah, Kingdom is not a new series. Um, I got into Kingdom in 2020. February 2020 is when I got into Kingdom, and I remember just sitting back and for like 3 4 days, I did nothing but read the manga. I have no memory of anything that happened. I went to work those 3 days. I don't remember what happened at work. I think at that time I was working at Wendy's. I have no idea what happened those days. I actively remember just constantly sneaking around, not doing my job, and reading Kingdom whenever I had the chance. So yeah, I literally caught up to the series in like a week because I did not. I'm not even joking. I was reading Kingdom for like 12, 15 hours. Oh, it popped up because there's a new season right now. Season 6 is currently happening. About Chainsaw Man? Yeah, Chainsaw Man. Listen, Chainsaw Man is an experience. I'll definitely say it's a good series to start, but I'm telling you right now, Chainsaw Man is an interesting experience. Denji is quite the protagonist. Oh, he's quite the protagonist. Let's just say a lot of people relate to how Denji is, and he definitely fits some of the tropes that you'll see from certain characters in anime. Chainsaw Man is definitely a series that is entertaining to watch. I would recommend getting into it. If you're looking for something that can definitely grab your attention, obviously I recommend Kingdom. Another thing I'd recommend, which I plan to go and reread, Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone is another good series that I would definitely recommend. Doctor Stone is awesome. So like Doctor Stone would definitely be one. Vinland Saga. I recommend Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is another series I'd recommend. I'd recommend Vinland Saga. I'd recommend what else could I recommend? I mean everybody knows about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So yeah, JoJo, I'd recommend that. Even though I haven't fully caught up to JoJo. I haven't watched all the parts. Let's see, what else would I recommend? Because I always want to recommend good series. I don't see people really talking about Promised Neverland like that. So I mean, it's an interesting story. It's a crazy story, but it's an interesting story. It's a very it's a dark story, but it's an interesting story if you want to get into Promised Neverland. Um, Obviously Demon Slayer, uh, Jujutsu Kaisen, some of the newer, not even it used to be some of the newer stuff. Now it's more of the older stuff because it's been around for a while. Um, I'm taking notes. Yeah, feel free to take notes. I'm telling you, Shaman King. Yes, Jeremiah. I see you are definitely somebody that has watched a lot of the old school stuff. Yes, Shaman King is another one that's great. Shaman King, man. I haven't seen Shaman King in a while, man. So yeah, Shaman King is another one. I'd recommend that. Jeremiah also, he's got some good recommendations too. And I can tell this man has definitely seen a good chunk. I have not watched the new Predator film. I plan to start watching some movies sometime soon, but I don't want to watch them at home. I gotta go to the theater, so I have not watched the Predator film. I haven't had time to go to the movie theaters, but I do plan to watch it at some point. What else could I put up? You, yeah, Gintama is another one too. I haven't talked about Gintama. I actually got into Gintama a few years back. Gintama is an acquired taste. I don't know if that's the one I would want to start people with, especially because Gintama has so many different references to so many different animes that if you haven't watched those animes, you're not gonna get the references. But Gintama is a fun show to watch. There's oh, hold on. There's another series that I'm thinking of. I don't want to make sure I have the right name for it. Because you brought up Shaman King. I want to bring up. Yep. Yeah. Jeremiah, I will raise you your Shaman King, and I will add Hitman Reborn. I will literally raise you your Shaman King and give you Hitman Reborn. Hitman Reborn is a series I'll throw. Yep, I'll give you Hitman Reborn. That's another one that I could recommend for people to watch. Should we go? I'll be watching Bleach too. I've only watched bits and pieces. Start from episode one and go through Chaos. Start from episode one. Parasite, yes, yes. Hey, Dr. AD Skies. Parasite's a great one, and I'll pair up Parasite with Tokyo Ghoul. That's another one I'll throw at people. I will pair up Parasite with Tokyo Ghoul. I'll also throw another classic in too. I don't know if you guys are into the whole classic anime teacher scene, but obviously if you're looking for one of the best ones, Great Teacher Onizuka. That's another one I'll throw at you guys. Great Teacher Onizuka. And again, Jeremiah, it's clear that we were born in the same era and we watched a lot of the same things. Because bringing up Ice Shield 21, I don't know how many people would actually know about Ice Shield 21. That I could tell you definitely watched a lot of the stuff I watched because I don't think I can name five people that remember Ice Shield 21. I don't think I can name five people that legitimately know about Ice Shield 21. So that's definitely that one would be an interesting one. For honestly, I feel like that would definitely be a funny thing, a really interesting one to kind of put up here. Legitimately, legitimately, that would be an interesting one to put up here because Ice Shield 21 would be a really interesting one to put up. I have I watched Z Pain? I have not. I know about D Gray Man. I just saw that Jeremiah. I know about D Gray Man. I have seen it, but I've not watched Z Pain. That is a series I have not watched it. Interesting. Oh yeah, by the way, no one brought this up. Like you can throw in all the Gundam series. By the way, no one's brought up Gundam. Bring in all the Gundam series. Chaos, take some notes. Gundam, okay, Gundam. Okay, if you were a fan, if you're a fan of a lot of the sci-fi stuff, and you're a fan of super cool robots, Gundam. All right, just throwing Gundam out there. But yeah, I have not watched Zpang. Kenga short, yes, I've seen that. Daryl, I have seen that. I have seen that. Isn't the manga still going on for that? Because I saw the first part. I know there's a sec. I know the manga's still going on. I know the manga's still going on. Let me check that too, because I know the manga's still going on for that. Let me see something here, because I haven't seen that in a while. I know the manga's still going on. Yeah, it's still going on. It is still going on. Yep. Full Metal Panic. Yep, that's another one too. Yep, that's another great one too. It's very funny moments. A lot of funny moments there. A lot of funny moments there. A lot of funny moments. Let me see. I'm trying to recommend another one here that I can put up because we got a lot of good ones in the comment sections today. Oh yeah, we've talked about Berserk. Yeah, we've definitely added that. But Berserk, it's not just about the violence. But Berserk is a lot of gore, but there's the journey of Guts is so damn alluring because of what he has to go through. Soul Eater is definitely another good one. No one's brought up Soul Eater. That's another good one. Let me see here. Let me see what I can put here. I already talked about Trigun as well. We already talked about the Hellsing series as well. In case anyone wants to, get into that. Um, Ergo Proxy is an interesting one as well. That's another one that's an acquired taste. Um, Damn, I don't want to throw any romance anime. I don't want to, because one came to mind, and I don't want to put up a romance anime because I watched this in high school. I don't want to put up a romance anime. But like, hey, anyone feeling the need to watch a romantic series? I got a recommendation for you, but I don't want to put that one up. Romance wasn't my genre to watch. I watched some romance anime. That's not really my genre to watch, but I do remember watching some in high school. I was about to throw that one out. And I'm like, no. Obviously, I think I've already said City Hunter as well. If you want to get into City Hunter, by all means, City Hunter is a great series to get into. So yeah, City Hunter definitely an old school type of series, but it's also a fun one. I know I said Great Teacher Onizuka as well. Um, hmm. Let me see. Let me see here. Let me see here. I'm trying to get some great ones to put up. I also said Fist of the North Star in case anyone wants a real classic series. Fist of the North Star is definitely another great one. I don't think Blade of the Immortal had an anime because I read the manga, so I don't know if I can recommend. I don't know if people really want to read the manga, but Blade of the Immortal was definitely one that I would definitely. It's a great series, a great read. Same thing for Vagabond. Vagabond is a great series to read. Um, hmm, man, I'm really trying to brush up on some of my anime stuff too. Uh, Dang, Gurren. You know what? I'm glad you brought up Gurren Lagann because I will raise you a Gurren Lagann and add Black Lagoon. I'm gonna add a Black Lagoon. There we go. I'm gonna add a Black Lagoon. That's another one I recommend. Oh, thank you. That's the one I was trying to get. Oh my god, it just came in my head. It just came in my head and just freaking went away. Oh my god. No. Oh my god, I can't remember the name. I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna have to look this up too. Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go. Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop. There we go. I knew I was thinking of something. Cowboy Bebop. Samurai 7, yes. Cowboy Bebop. That's another classic. Could not get it. Blue Exorcist. That's another classic. It's a lot of anime we could really throw up here. If we put our minds to it, we could throw up a bunch. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop would be my next recommendation too. I really like to get series that will leave some sort of emotional aspect. Like you'll leave an emotional impact on you. Cowboy Bebop is definitely one of those series that would leave an emotional impact on you. Evangelion, that's definitely a classic there. Um, a lot of old school stuff that we could really pull up. Um, we can easily get Sailor Moon out the way if anyone wants to get into Sailor Moon. If anyone wants to get into Sailor Moon, we can easily get that out the way. Erased, that's an interesting one to put up too. Um, More of a drama right there if you want to get into that. Uh let's see. I already said Doctor Stone for one of the newer ones, and I said Promise Neverland as well. Oh boy, oh boy. And I already said Tokyo Ghoul. Someone else said Parasite. Hmm. Yeah, Sailor Moon's a classic if you want to get into it. I made way too many jokes watching Serena, and I had too much fun with Sailor Moon, man. That's another one, another great one as well. Jeremiah, you're really pulling out some nice gems. Boy. There's really so much that you can pull out. Um, you know what? I'm gonna have to. I'm actually gonna start looking at. Let's see. I gotta pull out some of the. I'm gonna have to start pulling out some of the old ones. Oh yeah, Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin. Toriko is an interesting one too. Rurouni Kenshin. Never really got into Toriko like that, but it's not bad. Rurouni Kenshin's another one, but I'm pretty sure we've said that. Oh, that's what. Okay, two things. Slam Dunk, which you brought up Ice Shield 21. Slam Dunk is the best basketball anime and arguably the best sports anime there. Slam Dunk, as well as Kuroko no Basket, if you want to do another basketball related anime. Uh, I can't believe it took this long for me to mention it. Hajime no Ippo. Hajime no Ippo is another one too. Hey John, feel free to, man. Listen, the best thing you can do is start. If you want to start making sports content, man, the best thing you can do is start. I'm not always perfect with that mindset of starting, but I will always recommend people, if you want to get into something and make content, just start. You can start anytime. Dimension W is an interesting one as well. But yeah, Hajime no Ippo is my next one to throw up there. Cannot believe it took so long to mention Hajime no Ippo. Let me see here. Let's see. But yeah, keep at it, John. Keep at it. Oh, Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third is another one because I had said I brought up Detective Conan. Now listen, I'm not saying you should watch it. If you know about the show, you know. I'm just throwing it out there. Some of us watched it when we were kids. Some of us don't really know what we watched or witnessed. I'm throwing it out there. If you know about Golden Boy, you know about Golden Boy. I'm not recommending Golden Boy to anybody. Okay, actually I don't know about that one, Jeremiah. I've never watched that one. But I'm not saying nothing about nothing, but if you know about Golden Boy, you know about Golden Boy. I wouldn't recommend anybody watching it, but I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. That's not one of my recommendations, but yeah. Also Akira, which I think, we could have put up as well. But if you know about how does some of y'all feel about Ramna? If you remember watching Ramna, Ramna One Half, if you know about it, you know. How do some of y'all feel about that? That's all I gotta say. But yeah, for Golden Boy, I'm not gonna be sitting here pretending like I'm gonna recommend that. That's if I was to give a recommendation to somebody who wants to get into anime, I'm not bringing up Golden Boy. But that is a series at some point. You're gonna get some wild anime here and there. That's definitely one that you would watch if you want to see some wild stuff. Um, Not wild in the oh my god, this is raunchy. Wild in terms of what is wrong with the main character. I've seen Perfect Blue. I have seen Perfect Blue. Oh yeah, a series I have not really watched much of that I really should get into. It's another one of my must-watch lists that I have to, because like I didn't watch this for such a long time. I watched bits and pieces, but I never had time to really sit back and watch it. I recently watched all 4 seasons of Overlord. All 4 seasons of Overlord. It was awesome. It was great. I already knew it was awesome because I saw clips. I finally sat down, watched all 4 seasons of Overlord. That's a great series as well. Another series that I have to sit back and watch the entirety of is Fire Force. I have not watched the entirety of Fire Force. I know it's great, but I have not watched the entirety of Fire Force. Kill la Kill is an interesting one as well, if you want to. Let's see. Hmm. Oh wow, I can't believe this. We mentioned Code Geass. We mentioned Berserk. Not Berserk. We mentioned Code Geass. We mentioned Attack on Titan. We didn't bring up Death Note. That's kind of crazy. Death Note is another one. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender series. Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender is great. Avatar: The Last Airbender is great. How did we not bring up Death Note? That's crazy. We brought up Attack on Titan and Code Geass, but forgot about Death Note. That is wild. Ooh, guys, it is 12:37. I definitely got to call it here. we should definitely have a moment or time where we actually just sit back and do this. But this is for anybody in the chat that's looking for recommendations. Like, if you want to watch a series, these are the series you can watch. Let me see if I can offer, like, oh yeah, Tokyo Revengers was an interesting one. Let me see if there's a few more that I can throw up here. My Hero was mentioned a while back. Ooh, listen, Vampire Knight is not my series. Vampire Knight's my sister's series. It's Black. Oh, Jesus, Black Butler. That is not my series. Black Butler and Vampire Knight, as well as Ouran High School Host Club. Those 3 series, not my series. Those are my sister's series. That's her cup of tea. That's not my cup of tea. But I don't think they're bad series. I'm just not really interested in sitting down and watching Vampire Knight or Black Butler or Ouran High School Host Club. Those all go to my sister. Those were her series. And I've heard enough about those series to never want to have to watch a single episode again. But they're not bad series. They're pretty good. But that's not my place of genre to go to. I'm not a fan of the whole love triangle aspect. I'm not. Okay. Guys, we have been here for nearly 2 hours. I don't know. You shut off for 20 minutes for no reason, and now you were here. We spent 40 minutes talking about anime, and you let me stay. But as soon as I started talking about the Ravens and Browns, you want to cut off. But let me sit here and talk about anime for so long, and all of a sudden, woo! We talking anime? Now the stream wants to be steady. That's messed up. That's messed up. I don't know what my network is thinking right now. We were sitting there trying to break this down between the Ravens and the Browns. You want to cut off in the middle of me talking about the Ravens and Browns matchup. But us sitting here talking about anime for damn near an hour. Oh, yeah, everything's all cool talking about anime. That's messed up, stream. That is messed up. But yeah, I think it is about time we do cut this. It's about time we call it a day here. Because legit, dude, I literally started the stream early on tonight, and I was trying to talk about the Ravens and Browns. I started by going through the injury list and saying, oh, well, looks like Marlon Humphrey and Justice Hill and Rashad Bateman, they're not going to play in this game. So we got to see guys step up. I was talking about Emory Jones, like, is he going to play one of these spots? We got to get Emory Jones in here. We're going to be missing this guy and this guy and this guy. I'm going through the injury list, and all of a sudden the stream cuts off. Like, I'm trying to talk about football here. And my own channel, this is a football channel, won't let me talk about it on a football. I'm having a football stream talking about football and talking about the Ravens and Browns matchup. My stream cuts off. We've been talking about anime for damn near an hour. No problems, no buffering. When I restarted the stream for like the first 20 minutes while I was still going through my Ravens and Browns take, people were talking about it's still buffering and having issues. We were having issues with the stream when I talked football. This last hour, not one person has talked about any issues with the stream when we've been talking about anime. That is messed up. I talked about upgrading the offensive line, and my stream cut off. But I can sit here and talk about anime for over an hour. Woo-wee! Everything's all cool. Nah, this is messed up. This is messed up. But we do have to, call it a night here. It's getting to 1 o'clock. We can't be out here forever, So, there's a lot of great stories out there, a lot of great anime, and I feel like a lot of us would really be able to put together a fantastic list of recommendations for people. But I think we've named a good chunk of animes here for anybody that is looking to get into new series. If you've seen any of the series we put up here that you're interested in getting, feel free to come back into the chat. Like, I would recommend this chat here. For anybody that's here, I recommend coming back to this chat if you are looking for anime series you want to get into. Because we named a good chunk of anime. We did name a good chunk of anime. And there's so much more you can get into. There's some ones that can also be yeah, stop talking about John Harbaugh, guys. Yeah, we need to fix this offensive line, but our head coach won't. And I just start buffering. It's just like, okay. But yeah. There's a lot of series. There's series that I've watched and I'd be like, I don't know if I want to recommend that to people. Because I know the craziness that happens in some of these series. And it's like, why? Why would you recommend this to me? I want to give you guys anime that's going to that's gonna make. I want to give you guys anime that's gonna have significant meaning that's gonna stick with you emotionally. Also, I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. I'm not gonna say what it's about. I'm not gonna say what type of genre it is. Go watch Uzumaki. Go watch Uzumaki. And I'm not talking about Naruto. Go watch Uzumaki. I ain't telling you nothing about what that series is about. Anybody that knows it, please don't spoil it. If you have never watched Uzumaki, please do yourself a favor. Tonight, while it's dark, watch Uzumaki. I don't have to explain to you what it is. I don't want to tell you what. Watch Uzumaki. That's all I'm saying. Matter of fact, read it if you want. Read the manga if you want. With the lights off, have a grand old time. You're going to see a fantastic series. Okay? Read Uzumaki. Or watch it. Do what you want. And again, when I say Uzumaki, no one's talking about Naruto. Don't be slick here. The series is called Uzumaki. And it has nothing to do with ninjas or Naruto. So yeah. Read Uzumaki, watch it, do whatever you want. And I got so many different anime series for so many different genres. If you're looking for romance, I got some stories I can give you. If you're looking for action, I got plenty. You're looking for psychological stories. Ooh, no one talked about Monster. I just realized that none of us mentioned Monster. Wow. Yeah, but yeah, if you're looking for psychological stories, if you're looking for historical stories, if you're looking for comedies, like again, we've got the whole 9 yards. I have watched and read so many different series that I could put it out here. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna ultimately end it here. Let me pause for a second because I gotta take this phone call. I love taking phone calls late at night. But yeah, I got the series for all of y'all if I really wanted to share that. But guys, it's nearly 1 o'clock, guys. We gotta call it a day here. Ravens better win tomorrow. I'm not even gonna play. Like, realistically, Ravens should win this game. And if things were to really work out the way it should be, Ravens should win this in comfortable fashion. But we know this is the Ravens and they're not going to win in comfortable fashion. It's going to be a stressful game for no reason. The first half is going to be a struggle. I'm telling you right now, the Ravens offense is not going to be able to consistently move the ball in the first half. And the Ravens defense is going to do enough to make sure they stop Dillon Gabriel from doing much. But Dillon Gabriel will have himself a good drive. Dillon Gabriel will put together one good drive against our defense because it always happens. And they're going to give up a field goal or a touchdown in that situation. We may go to halftime up 6-3, 9-3, or maybe it's a 9-7 game. I'm telling you right now, the offense is probably going to have those first half struggles. The defense is going to give up one drive to Dillon Gabriel that they shouldn't. Second half adjustments are made. They're going to slowly move ahead and be able to win that game. Tomorrow's just going to be a pain in the neck. It's just going to be a pain in the neck. It's going to be a pain in the neck. It's not going to be fun. It's a game that the Ravens should win, but I promise you, they're going to drag it. They're going to drag it. And when they drag it, everybody's going to be looking at this team and saying, what are you doing? Take care of them. But again, keep this in mind. Baltimore has lost 2 of the last 3 matchups they've had against the Browns in Cleveland. They've also not swept the Browns since 2020. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow, but I mean, the Browns always play us tough. We got to have this one, man. We can't afford to drop this one. So we'll see what happens. And as for the anime recommendations, I feel like we will definitely have a time to do this as well. If anyone wants to come and look at this list, feel free. The stream is going to be up, and you can go through the chat and find some series here. But yeah, if y'all ever want a recommendation for something, whether it's comedy, action, adventure, historical, romance, whatever you want, gore, psychological, whatever you're looking for, I can name some series that you guys can get into if you're ever looking to get into anime or a certain type of anime. With that being said, guys, I am going to call it a night. The Commanders and the Dolphins play at 9:30, so I want to get up to go see that, so I got to call it a night here. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this wacky stream. This shouldn't have been 2 hours. I didn't even think this stream was going to last that long. But somehow it did. But I can already see we are slowly starting to buffer, so I can start to really fizzle out. Good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. I am going to head out. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'm out of here. Be sure to stay